Hey folks, thanks for stopping in for another gameplay commentary. I'm your host, DiggyDack, and I'm playing Castle Crashers today. So, let's get right into it. Now today's gameplay commentary is going to cover another life advice topic. We're going to be talking about depression and anxiety, and ways that you can deal with it and kind of how I overcome it, my philosophy with overcoming it anyway. To get started, I wanted to go ahead and state what might seem obvious to some, but, it's worth mentioning. Depression can be a very serious thing, and I don't want you guys to take this commentary as, therapeutic advice. This is purely my own wisdom of how I deal with it personally, but, if you're dealing with depression and you're kind of feeling stuck, definitely seek help. It can be a very serious thing sometimes, and I don't want anybody to get hurt, so if you're in the depths of despair and you don't see a way out, get some help. Don't go through it silently. Don't keep it to yourself and hold up into your room and box yourself away from everybody else. Get out there and ask for help from your support systems. You might not see who they are. You might not think that you have any support, but look around and see if there's anyone you can talk to, because sometimes asking for help just with dealing with those emotions goes a long way. You're not alone. You're definitely not as alone as you think that you are. To get into, my advice, I have a philosophy that has helped me out since I was a kid. I struggled with depression and anxiety my whole life. I still struggle with it, but I have found a lot of strength, and I've been able to grow a lot and move forward through a lot of things. But one of the philosophies that has always kind of stuck out to me is the old proverb, "This too shall pass." Now, for those unfamiliar with that saying, I'll go ahead and give you a brief kind of breakdown. So basically, there was a powerful king, and he suffered from melancholy and sadness. He gathered the wisest people in his court, and he asked them to create a ring that will make him happy when he is sad. And they came back to him with a ring inscribed with the message, "This too shall pass." And they instructed him that when he's feeling sad, when he's feeling melancholy, to read the inscription and to remember that the emotion that he is feeling is temporary and will move on. And this works for him. This works for the king. But it also reminds him when he's happy and he looks at the ring that feeling will also pass. And I feel like a lot of people might misinterpret that and they might see it in a darker light. But for me, it kind of it reminded me of the temporary nature of life and how important it is to let go of pain and sadness, because, eventually we're going to move on from it. It's temporary. It will pass. What you're feeling now is not forever. But it's also an important reminder that in the same way that pain and sadness are temporary, so is happiness. So is joy. The things that make us happy, they too will pass. This is an important way to remember that it's so crucial to grasp on to those things that make us happy, because they're going to go as well. And it's important that we grasp onto them. Now, living with depression is hard, and the pain often seems unending, but the good times are coming. We don't have much power in avoiding misfortune and sadness, but I've found through my life that we have a strong ability to pursue happiness and to find the delights of life. We have more power than we think. We can't stop death from happening. We can't stop hard feelings from forming. We're going to get into fights. We're going to disagree. We're going to be let down. We're going to be betrayed. But we can't guarantee that good things will happen just passively. We have to go out and pursue them and make them happen. But the good thing with that, the flip side to that, is that you can make them happen. You can make good things happen in your life. You just have to go and find them. they're out there, you know? You just have to really understand that that power is in your hands. That you're not trapped by sad feelings. You're just bound to deal with them. But you can go and feel good things. You can pursue the things that make you happy. It might seem hard in the depths of despair, but you have the power to go and meet new people, to make new friends, to find new hobbies, new loves, to smell good food, to eat good food, to play, to have fun. You know, these are things that are always available to us, even when they don't seem like they are. I don't want to reduce the struggle of depression because it is a very real thing, and there's not a lot that you can do to snap it out. You know, you can't just snap a finger and make it better. It is a process. It's like brushing your teeth, you know. You do it every day. One time you're not going to get pearly white teeth, but if you brush every day and you keep up with it, and you floss, you do the whole mouthwash, you do the whole routine, eventually you're going to have a beautiful, great smile. And that's just like happiness. That's just like joy and fulfillment. You need to find things every day, little things, especially those little things. It's really the details that matter. Are you reading the books that you want to read? Are you talking to the people that you want to talk to? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you exercising? I know that everyone repeats these advice, tips, but in my experience, I mean, it is an effective tool. It's not a cure. It's not a magic spell. But when you combine these things and you just keep up with them, you really start to see results. And I found that in myself. As an adult now, I have struggled less and less with these feelings of depression and anxiety. I think that it's a lot worse when you're still young, and the older you get, there's definitely a brain chemistry effect that improves with age, but it's not going to happen on its own. You have to remember that you have the power to do something about these feelings. So if you are living with depression, look forward to better times. They are coming. Everything might seem bleak right now, but just remember that this version of yourself is temporary. You might never be able to avoid pain. You might never be able to avoid suffering. You're bound to deal with it. But that does not mean that that's all that life is. You can find that strength and that joy. You just have to keep searching for it. And that is how you will combat the feelings of sadness that are bound to come your way. Because a person who is strong enough to experience joy even in hardship feels no depression. And I believe that we are all capable of getting to that point in our life. It's important to know that those things, those better things, are out there. And life is too short to not pursue them. So just keep that in mind, that with a little bit of work, a little bit of time, and a lot of patience, you can find a happier you. You can build a better life. The feelings of joy might be temporary. This too shall pass reminds us that both feelings, both good and bad, are temporary, but that's no reason not to pursue them. Because you will feel sad. You will feel bad. The rain will pour. But sunny days are coming. And you have to prepare for those days as well, or you're not going to be able to enjoy them. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for watching the video. I hope that I'm able to, give some amount of wisdom and advice. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I'm definitely not a therapist, but I've been through it. Just remember, you're not alone. And there's a lot of people in this world that have been through it and have gotten to the other end of it. And I've got to tell you, in this case, the grass is much greener. You just have to keep walking forward, and you'll get there. Wherever you are, whoever you are, whenever you are. Have a good one.